Julie, I have to admit that you are presenting yourself very well. You seem to know the school system very well and the issues very well. And I'm a taxpayer, and I guess I haven't heard enough about how much is being spent in our school system. As you know, most of the money in the county goes to the school system. Right. And a lot of the problems that taxpayers have, they want to know, are we getting the best education for the students for the dollars being spent? And there is a lot of problems with all the money that's being spent on so many consultants, and it's not going to the kids. And so I've also heard, and I read about the achievement, not just in Montgomery County, but the whole education system, and who's influencing the National Education Association and the achievement gaps. And you talk about statistics. You've obviously been analyzing a lot of that. The achievement gap has gotten worse. And do you think it's going to continue to get worse? What are we going to do about this issue? And again, I haven't heard you talk about budget. I think that's something, if you have debates, that's something you should always address, because most of us don't have kids in school anymore, but we are concerned about the money we're spending and are we getting our dollars worth?
Thank you, Brigitta, for the question.
I just want to correct you. It's Brigitta, but that's okay.
Brigitta, I'm so sorry, Brigitta.
No problem.
I'm glad you correct me, because I always want to say the right name, when I address anyone, even including my students. About the achievement gap, actually, before the pandemic, we actually, the MCPS system as a system made some headways in that area, was able to increase the graduation rate across the board. Now, with the pandemic, we know that it had really hit our youngest learners hardest, hit our special education population, English as a second language population, very hard, hit our underserved population very hard. So we do have a lot of grounds to make up. Now, here is what I will say. Let's change our mindset a little bit. Instead of calling it a learning loss, because we didn't lose it if we never originally had it. So what I want us to do is stop comparing our children now to the children 2 years ago. Let's work with where they are now. Let's work with our teacher now, and we accept it and say, now, what are the work we need to do? This way, we can really do it step by step, instead of going in a panic and in the crisis, in the panic. And so this way, we'll do it systematically by what I mentioned earlier with all the additional support. Now, thank you for the budget question. So you are correct. Half of the county budget is to MCPS. And for many years, in many areas, people have been requesting about the accountability piece. Now, board members are part-time positions without staff. I would really want to advocate for the board to have a researcher that serves the board. So that way, we actually the board can look into many things, when issues brought to the board, when reports are coming to the board, we have researchers also that can help us prepare and dig into the data a lot more. Now, the accountability piece will be something I know many also board members, current board members are also advocating for the accountability piece. So that will be one area I will also be looking at.